we're all getting a little older, so you have the older fans who are now bringing their children, and in some cases they're bringing their grandchildren.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the point, right? Me and you do the same thing. We pass our music down to the next generation because it's great stuff.
Yeah.
And it's something to be shared, and hopefully they'll dig it. And you pass the torch, and they continue on. And we're seeing a lot of that at our shows.
Well then, thanks for your time, and welcome to Toronto.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are in a secret lair here.
Yeah, not to be spoken about.
No. This is a secret spot, everybody.
They were blindfolded before they were brought in here.
That is true.
That is true. On the way out.
I still hurt a little bit, but it's...
Oh.
So 30 years of Hatebreed for yourself. Well, this is like 23 years in the band or something like that?
Yeah, 25, 26.
Yeah. So you're properly dad rock now. You're getting the classic rock vibe.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, we're antiques.
Yeah, so we just recently we see the new Iron Maiden tour announced. We've got Slayer coming back, as everybody was expecting, obviously. Yeah. I'm sure we'll see 5 more farewell tours of Kiss. What for you is like the goal? Because I'm pretty sure at 26 years ago, you weren't thinking that 26 years later, you'd still be doing this at this level. What's the mindset?
It's a good question. I guess I've always taken it on like a 5-year plan.
Okay.
From the start of it for me all the way up till now, I'm always like checking in with myself every 5 years. I think we've been blessed. We've been lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no sign of stopping. But just how I work in my head, like, I don't know. Would you expect to be around for 30 years? Would you expect to be in a band, a hardcore band, crossover band, metal, touring all over the world for 25 years, over 25 years? It doesn't happen with every band.
No.
So I think we've been very fortunate, but part of that comes from the loyalty of our fans. You know, one of the things we've never done is like changed our identity.
Right.
In just to sell records or something, you know. We didn't all of a sudden become a rap band or something, or start rapping or rap metal, or I'm saying rap a lot, but I mean that's only one example.
Sure.
Yeah, we just always stayed true to our fans and to the music that we write, and we never changed our identity in a way that could be damning for a band.
Yeah.
And man, we just do our thing. This is what we are.
Is that the secret that? Because you guys also have stayed relevant throughout these years. If you can now with just analytics of Spotify streams and what have you, you can very quickly see what songs are most popular right now.
Sure.
Who's listening? What's their demographic? And if you look at those numbers for you, you see that there's songs that are equally popular with a few outliers across the discography. Bands that are around for 30 years often have to play the same, first 2-3 albums over and over again. Sure. That's not the case with you. Is it strictly we know who we are and we stick to that has made that difference?
Some of it is what I said. Like we don't compromise.
Yeah.
We do what we do, and I think through that we respect our fans, and through that fans respect us.
Right.
And yeah, we're all getting a little older, so you have the older fans who are now bringing their children, and in some cases they're bringing their grandchildren.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the point, right? Me and you do the same thing. We pass our music down to the next generation because it's great stuff.
Yeah.
And it's something to be shared, and hopefully they'll dig it. And you pass the torch, and they continue on. And we're seeing a lot of that at our shows. I think a lot of it is loyalty between the band and the fans.
Yeah.
And we don't compromise that.
Once had a shotgun to my head, they said I wasn't worth the bullets. Now the world is my target.
My first Hatebreed show was at Graspop in Belgium in 2003, I think.
Oh, sure.
Okay. And it was funny because, you said earlier, like, for a hardcore band, well, a metalcore band, well, maybe, but like nobody seems to really know what you exactly are. But one thing is clear: the Metalheads have always embraced you. I've seen you play Hellfest. I've seen you play Graspop many times. Has that surprised you as well with being a little bit of the different band, but somehow take a look at this tour. You're on tour with Harm's Way, Carcass, and Crypta. It's almost like a buffet of what heavy music is.
Yeah, we've always done tours, like our own headlining tours. I think we've always catered to the different genres of heavy music. I
Yeah.
can go back to 2002, 2003 when it was us, Hate Eternal, Terror, Madball, and Cephalic Carnage.
Yeah.
You know, this tour, it's us, Carcass, Harm's Way, and Crypta. I think we're very focused on creating a tour that represents death metal, a little bit of hardcore, a little bit of you know, sometimes mainstream metal or really extreme death metal. You know, it's a good mix. I think, like, being a fan myself, if I go to a show, I don't want to see the same band over and over again.
Right.
And it can happen. You go to a 6-band bill. Could be a hardcore show, could be just a straight death metal show. It's the same band, you know, it's the same music over and over. We like variety, and I think it's appealing to the fan, you know, in that way too. If you're a major death metal head, you're going to come to the show and you might listen to Harm's Way and latch onto them. I think that was a benefit of us trailing back to early in the day. We played with a lot of death metal bands. We toured with Slayer,
right?
You know, we toured with Black Label Society. We toured with Anthrax. We played plenty of festivals in Europe. These European festivals, as you know, it's a extreme mix of everything. I always use the story of, I think it was Roskilde Festival one year in Europe, early 2000s. It was us and Mary J. Blige, and, and Blonde Redhead, and like this mix of music. You know, over there, the fans absolutely. You're weary because the fan bases are so different. Like, is there going to be fighting? Are they going to set the place on fire? You know, mass
turns out they like each other.
Nothing like that. Everybody likes each other. Everybody's watching. You know, it's funny to see the Mary J. Blige fans stick around and watch us. So I think the overall general concept is, like, we've always been very hands-on with curating tours that represent different genres of the heavy music to turn the metal head onto hardcore and vice versa.
In a tribal world today, if everybody could be a little bit more like a Hatebreed show,
right?
The
Can
world
we all just get along?
Like a savage, barbaric, I have become instinctive. Come with me.
You mentioned the early days. Everybody that followed Hatebreed in the early days knew that there was a bit of a revolving door when it came to who sat on the drum.
Sure.
And all of a sudden you come in and that problem was solved. What's your secret that you know, these guys kind of finally figured out that it's good to have a long-term drummer?
I can't say from their standpoint. I'm just thankful to have been able to do this for so long. I think my approach, though, personally, to the music, this band, and just, I've always been more of a metalhead, a thrash head. You know, that's what I really came up on. I got into hardcore a little later on, the punk rock side of things. So, but when I was taking lessons and when I was really focusing on my own drumming, I really was into funk music too.
Okay.
It's total drummer music, you know, a lot of ghost notes and just all about the feel, all of the stuff. So funk, metal, hardcore, punk, it's all about the feel. Some of it's aggressive, some of it's more quiet and laid back. I've always had that approach of mixing the three and kind of injecting my own thing based on those three styles into Hatebreed. So some of the tunes I approach as a funk drummer. Some of the tunes, right? It's just always a heavy groove, a heavy pocket. So I think that in some ways it sets me apart from other drummers in the genre that have their own things going on. And I guess I just added something to the music. You know, I see it. I added something to the music that was kind of irreplaceable. So
there you go.
My own little style, and it's done good for us this far.
There you go. Now we're in a trailer here, which is now very empty because obviously all the gear is on the stage. You recently posted that you're really excited to get back home to your brand new wooden table that has been made.
Oh, it's in production right now.
In production.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a guy?
It sounds so plain when you say it like that. It's so much more than
it's a very beautiful wood with resin covered. People go check it out. I will put a photo in this video that people know what we're talking about. But to talk about large items that are unexpected, are you a guy that, like, at the end of the tour bus, every free nook is stuffed with stuff you picked up along the road, or do you go like looking for special items? It seems from just previous interviews, drummers tend to do that more than other band members.
They like their things, right? I think early on I was like that. You go to a mall, you go to a flea market or something, you just stock up on all this crap. Some good things, but you end up going home with just all this stuff. and early on, here we are 25 years later, and I know specific things like that I've gotten over the years. Like, you just, I don't know if it's a thing, you just want to go spend money. You just accumulate crap.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
I look at this stuff and I don't need this stuff.
Right.
So, no, I've changed my habits now. I don't do that anymore. I pack very minimum. Day to day is very minimum. It's more about just kind of scaling back than getting more shit. That's the last thing I need is more shit. So, no, I'm not that guy anymore. I know what you're saying, though. Some people are very particular with their collectibles and stuff. Yeah, I have some stuff, but not crazy.
All right.
Unleash the savage instinct. Savage.
Hey man, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. In this laid back day that you want to have, you take some time to talk to us. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you
Thank you so
much.
much, and we'll see you at the show.
Sounds good.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.